Okay, a little trip from home to 24-hour down here at Breaker in 183. 28 miles, 48 minutes. Wow, I didn't know it was that far. Anyway, whatever, 256 watt-hours per mile. So confirming, my full self-driving is in chill mode, and software. I'm still 11.3.6, and my navigation data is still at 14.515. Okay, so none of this changed. So, why am I doing this? Well, it feels like it's so much better today. I mean, it feels much smoother. So, one theory you might apply is, well, maybe the human driver is getting more used to how FSD works. Okay, it's probably a fair thing to say. I would tend to agree with that, because the data tells me nothing's changed. All right, so Ray's FM 1431 flashing yellow lights. Well, there was no cars behind me, so I just let FSD do its thing. Oh, that's kind of weird, huh? Yeah, I just let it do its thing. All right, so it threw up its message saying it's stopping for traffic light, and it's slowing down from 55 to 35, approaching 30, and about 10-15 feet away, all of a sudden it took down the message and started accelerating, or, well, it didn't accelerate until it got through the light, but then started accelerating. Okay, so maybe the car's learning, I don't know, or I should say FSD, because it's not the car's dumb, it's the software. Anyway, whatever. So there's that one. Coming up just past Anderson Mill, there was a couple of cars, or there was a car and a truck that were trying to get over. The car looked more desperate. He was going to go. And the truck with the trailer, well, I'd already stopped, so I waited for him to go. And he was a little bit slow, but okay, whatever. It's better to be safe than sorry, right? So anyway, so FSD, go back and confirm again. It says right here, it's chill mode. It's not assertive. It's not even average. Right? I mean, I just don't know. I just don't know. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony, it's fine. The point here is, chill mode would be erring more on the side of safety than get out of my way, I'm coming through. And I don't think that the car quite gets the difference. It's like it's I hate to see why it's like an assertive mode. I mean, already it's kind of like, let's call it rude. I can't imagine how much ruder it'd be in assertive mode. Okay, whatever. So that was Anderson Mill. Fine, that's good. Turning on to Bell Avenue, or Old 183. It didn't disengage. I think I pressed the accelerator a little bit to get it to accelerate a little bit. It chose to go right on red, just as the lane turning left from the other side of the road was going to go. I think that's what it was. Maybe it was whichever one. The lane that was about to come through, the car decided it would go in front of it, and it needed a little encouragement to go faster. So I give that. I mean, that's just a little input. What's interesting is when it got to the end of the merge lane, it said it was moving over for routing traffic, or whatever it said. Sorry, I don't remember exactly. So it was kind of funny, like, well, yeah, obviously, because you're about to run into a curb otherwise. So anyway, whatever, peace and harmony. Um, where else? So very long drive one. So the car pretty much handled getting on 183. I mean, I did turn on the left turn signal to move it to the inside lane. So when it merged up on the 183, it'd be on a lane that kept going as opposed to a lane that has to merge or turn off. Not a big deal. It was a little bit tentative, but it did okay. And then, where was it? So after getting off 183, coming up the breaker lane, it moved from the inside lane to the middle lane, no problem. It knew it needed to get over to the outside lane, but there was some traffic that was coming up fairly good clip, and I think to me it got kind of stuck. So I saw an opening, I braked and then accelerated into that opening. So I braked to disengage FSD and TAC. So anyway, not too big a deal. And then of course turning into the 24-hour, it acted like it was a little bit confused by the fact that there was a car that was ready to turn right coming out of the parking lot. At least that's the way I interpret it. So I just braked and I continued to right turn as it's supposed to. And that's left it off to go park. Anyway, I would say today, yes, you're hearing me say all these negative things. You're right. But I would say today was amazingly good. At least the trip down. So, wow. Like I said, it's almost like, to me, it's almost like somebody changed the software. But there's no indication from the service level, the version levels, that anything has changed. So the only thing I can assume is maybe the car is starting to compute some lessons and starting to store them. And hopefully that means that when it stores them, when I get home, it'll do an upload. Somebody said somewhere, when the car learns lessons, it uploads it to what they refer to as the mothership. Anyway, the training system. So anyway, today was the way the trip down was pretty good. All right, so here we are, home again, jiggity jog. Turn that off. Oops, sorry. Trips. So total trip was 56 miles. Used 14 kilowatts. Averaged 249 watt hours per mile. That's interesting. Oh, so yeah, going to 24-hour use up more energy and coming back. All right, so coming back was 28 miles, 52 minutes, 243 watt hours per mile. So it just goes to show, although I backed out at 24-hour. I don't know, maybe there's something about starting up cold, I don't know. Okay, whatever. As I confirmed before, let's see, I'm at 11.3.6 on the FSD. So today, coming back, well, before I made it out of the parking lot, so I invoked FSD in the parking lot. Before I made it out of the parking lot, he was going around a corner and there was a stop sign. Didn't pay no attention to that stop sign. But okay, no big deal. Just interrupted it and made sure I looked before I went. Where was the next interruption? I think the next interruption was when, so coming off 183. So for those of you who don't know, old 183 still exists. Right west of Farm to Market 620. So you have to get off of 183, because it then becomes 183A, which is a toll road, and I don't have my toll tag yet. So you have to get off 183, and you're in what was it, half a mile, more like a mile, About a mile, you're going to turn left to go on Lakeline. And Lakeline's kind of the back way to come up on the west side of Cedar Park, going FM 1431. Instead of going through downtown Cedar Park, although there's not all that much there. Anyway, he got off. So there's 2 lanes getting off. We stayed on the inside lane of those 2 lanes, and for some reason we had stopped. We were settled, and all of a sudden the car decided he was going to attempt to go around the car in front of us. So he was going to go right, and I definitely was not prepared for that. So when the wheel moved, I wasn't expecting it. So my hand was firmly on the wheel. So it interrupted. Okay, whatever. I don't get why. It's the aggressive nature of FSD. FSD is really aggressive. At least at times, he's really aggressive. I mean, there's no way around it. So anyway, he got interrupted. What can I say? If he had just said, "Yeah, we're in lane, we're okay," just chill, dude. Yeah, we would have been fine. I don't know. There were cars coming up because guess what? It's an open spot and there's a lot of traffic. So there were cars coming off going, yeah, I'm going that way. And that's the way you want to go if you're going up the old 183As. You want to be in that outside of the 2 lanes as opposed to the inside. The inside is you're going to go onto Lakeline eventually. So anyway, whatever, that's fine. Second interruption came when we're coming up on FM 1431 from Lakeline Boulevard. It kind of looked like the car initially thought he was going to stay in the outside of 2 lanes because the 2 lanes turn left. Then he started shifting towards, well, I'll take the inside lane, but then he only got halfway there, which leaves you in the middle blocking both lanes. Well, so I interrupted. I just steered into the inside lane, just get it done. And then I think the last one, is it the last one? The last one, yes. The last one was, there was an RV and I was going to go around him. For some reason, Ego was slow to, so I turned my left turn signal to tell Ego I want to go around. And Ego was slow to respond, so I hit the brake and hit the accelerator and went. I don't know if he felt there was a black pickup in the inside lane a little bit further back from me. It looked to me like I had room, but maybe Ego felt like there wasn't. And wouldn't that be strange if I was the aggressive one and Ego was going, I don't want to do that. That would be very unusual because it's usually Ego who's always the aggressor. Anyway, Ray's flashing yellow lights out in Jonestown, Texas on the FM 1431. Just like on the way out into town, coming back, same thing where it throws up the message, stopping for traffic signal. Okay, slowing down from 55 to 35, and like earlier today, there was no traffic behind me, so I just let him do it. And as he gets closer, then he starts going, wait a minute, that light's not changing. I don't know what he's thinking, actually. I'm making it up. I'm sorry. My fault. Whatever. Once it gets closer, then it turns off the message and slowly starts accelerating. Unless there's reason for it, but the message he pops up is he's stopping for a traffic light. Right? It doesn't say, well, there's a yield and we need to be safe. It says we're stopping for a traffic light. Okay, whatever, Peace and Army, that's fine. Turning from FM 1431 onto Loman Ford was very unusual today. I don't know. Almost like the car was exploring options. So instead of going to the inside lane, it went to the outside lane on the turn. And then, 8 feet in, maybe 10 feet, then it switched back to the left lane. Well, so there was a car behind me, and when he saw me go right, he must have thought that it was his lucky day and he was going to be able to go. Then the car and I cut him off. Not cool, man. I don't know why you would do that, but whatever. It did it. We survived. Okay, so that's that. So then we came up to this pickup. I don't know if the guy was drunk. I mean, impaired. He was going slow, and then he'd speed up, and he's going slow. He'd speed up. He'd cross the line on the right side. I don't know. He was just going slow. So, I mean, if I was driving, I mean, technically I am, but if I was driving, I would have popped on my turn signal, went around him, bam, gone. But then again, when I'm in charge, I tend to go a little bit over the speed limit there. So Ego decided to follow him this time, as opposed to yesterday where he was going into the right lane for no reason at all. Anyway, yeah, that guy did that for, 3 miles, something like that. Anyway, whatever. He was going down to Point Venture, so he didn't come on the boggy. He didn't come on the boggy forward with us. Okay, on boggy forward, yes, on Tesla's magical 30-mile-per-hour zone there, we slowed down to 30 miles per hour. Yes, whatever. I'm just, I don't know. What do you say? Right? It's a vision-only system, and yet you're slowing down to 30 miles per hour. Somebody's telling you something, and it's not the signs there, because there's no signs telling you to slow down. And if you're slowing down to the default speed, since it's a city street, you'd be slowing down to 25. You're not doing that. So somebody somewhere told you it's 30, and you're not being completely honest and open about it. But whatever. I'm sure the car behind me must have thought I was doing something weird. I don't know. But, I mean, maybe people know when you're following Tesla it's doing something weird. Chances are he's probably running FSD. That's why they're so weird. Okay, whatever. Peace and harmony. Today, the human part of this equation did more to let the car just run with it. The only time I interrupted anything was when I felt like I had to for safety, or it was just something stupid, really stupid. But I mean, just like I said, on those flashing yellows, I'm just letting the car drive up to it and almost come to a stop. Someday, somewhere in the system will learn that, oh, well, there's no reason to stop. Yeah, there's no reason to stop there. Okay. So, I started out so optimistic, then you get these interruptions, and eventually you start feeling more negative. But I would say overall, let's stick with A-, shall we? I mean, there's some room for improvement. Oh, I didn't mention, I'm sorry. Let me go roll back. So there's some places where Ego kind of runs left to center in the lane. And he's in the outside lane, so when you run left to center in the lane, you're crowding the other lane. I don't know why he's doing that. It's creeping in eventually. Slowly but surely, it's creeping in. And you know what? Sometimes when you're pushing the line, the car in the other lane responds and pushes the line too. Oh no, you don't push on me, I'm gonna push on you. That's how you trade pain. Right? So, hey, Ego, FSD, how about if we center? It'd be a little bit safer, and there's no reason to crowd the line. But anyway, peace and harmony. It's all good. So where was I going? What was the grade? So A minus. Let's call it A minus. Today did feel a lot better in most respects. There's just a few things where, oh man. But like I said, I know to expect it. I'm getting used to it. It's the places where he can't quite make up his mind. Am I going right or am I going left? Or if he's already decided to go left, then he decides that, oh, I want to go right. But then I'm going to have to go left eventually. Okay. And in some spots, yes, I'm using the turn signal to push the car into the lane I want to push it into, so that it's going to be lined up to make the turn I know we're going to make. But okay, whatever. So that's the other question that people might ask. Is it ready for robotaxi? No. And if I were to do robotaxi, it'd be this car. Right? I mean, my other car doesn't have FSD in it. And actually, I was just talking to a friend about it, and she, well, how do you feel about the difference between two cars? Well, I mean, I like driving my Model 3, the FSD car. I've never really liked autopilot, and I've never really. Can I drive with autopilot? Yes, but I don't really like autopilot. That seems kind of pointless. Because if anytime I want to change lanes, I have to do something. So, whereas if I had even enhanced FSD on the highways, I could just do the turn signal thing and switch lanes. Anyway, whatever, peace and harmony. It's all good. Like I said before, the future's coming, and this is an old version of future coming. So anyway, the score is A minus today. Oh, the question was robotaxi, right? If it was robotaxi, I'd say, how about a D minus? All right, I don't see the places we got stuck. It'd be like the jokes about Cruise. What do 10 Cruise taxis do in the middle of the night? They all meet on one road, right, and block the road. Oh, you haven't heard that one? Yes, it was a news item. But I mean, that's the way some of us see Cruise. Well, I'm sure Cruise is getting better and better as time goes on. Anyway, so for robotaxi, no. But the guys who are testing on 11.4.4, which is ages ahead of me, they seem to be pretty happy with what they got. Now, until I get it, till I use it, I can't tell you. My feeling is there's probably some things that would bug me. I'm pretty sure Ray's flashing yellow traffic light would still be Ray's flashing yellow traffic light. And Tesla's 30 mile per hour zone out there on the east end of Boggy Ford would still be there. Whatever. Peace and harmony. It's all coming. A minus. There you go. Okay, so this is interesting. Let's see if we'll do it. Ah, do you see that? Motorcycle showed up. I mean, there's no motorcycle there. I don't know, it's kind of funny. I mean, it doesn't stay. And yes, I'm kind of close to the right side, but not real close. Oh yeah, and see the stop sign? There's no stop sign there. But whatever, peace and harmony. Later, dudes. Okay, so here we are, 54%. I've heard several people say that the best best place to leave your battery is at 50%. So 54 is pretty close to 50. I don't have any plans for tomorrow, and chances are I'll take the Model Y on Sunday, so it'll be sitting for a couple of days. So I'll probably leave it at 54%. I don't know. I mean, just what I've heard.